12 years ago, Sirius Black murdered 13 people with a single curse. Imagine it, a single curse.
Crookshanks, no!
Get out of here! Can't you keep that monster under control? Now I'm gonna have to find Scabbers.
Calm down, Ron. You don't want to wake up Professor Lupin, our new defense against the dark arts teacher.
I'll help you find Scabbers. Come on.
I think Scabbers went that way.
Okay, great lads and lasses, and welcome to our first Throwback Thursday episode. As you can see, I'm playing Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. The throwbacks are really about games that bring back a lot of nostalgic feelings for me, and this game definitely is an embodiment of that. In this series, it's going to, while we play the game, do a let's play, we'll discuss why.
Scabbers, come here, you little...
Oh yeah, the Monster Book of Monsters, wow. Definitely remember this.
That's the stuff, Harry.
Like, I've not played this game in quite a few years, but I remember all of this so vividly. Oh.
Try casting the spell.
Here we go. Sorry if you heard crunching in the background there. Bobo was deciding now would be a perfect time to have his lunch that I put out 5 hours ago for him. You're welcome, Cat. So yeah, this game came out, I think, 13 years ago it was. Back then I was 12 years old, I was but a lad myself. Which is crazy to think, like, looking at it. Don't get me wrong, it's still, to me, it's still a good looking game. I know there's better looking games out there, but to me it's still up there for me.
Well, look who it is. Potty and the Weasel. I should have known this pathetic excuse for a rat had something to do with you.
Give him back, Malfoy.
Or what, Weasley?
Or I'll...
Rictus Sempra!
You asked for it, Malfoy.
And then here, this is reason number one why I preferred this game over the other games. Obviously in the newer games, the battles got a lot more intense, and this is not good. Come on. I'm not hitting any of them. Should I dive closer to them? Oh. Yeah, so in the first two Harry Potter games, you did, instead of doing duels, you did wizard crackers, they were called. This is also a lot more fun, and it's a lot more in depth because there's up to 6 of you battling at the same time, which is great fun. So this is, oh, we're awfully close. Huh? A floating pumpkin. It's not a glitch, it's magic.
Rubbish, Malfoy.
Just, there we go.
Smiling on the other side of your face now, aren't you, Malfoy?
Come on, Ron. Why's the train stop?
Something moving out there.
Wow, here we go. Even in the books, the Dementors creep me out. I've got to say, I remember being terrified of this part in the game. So many emotions.
Harry! Harry!
Get Harry out! I'll get help!
Here's reason number 2 why this is one of my favourite Harry Potter games. Being able to seamlessly switch between Harry, Ron and Hermione. This was the first game that did it, and I think it's the only game that did it where you got to do it simultaneously. Kind of reminded me of the games I was playing at the time where you worked in a team. Other games definitely play as other characters, but it wasn't nearly as fun in my opinion, the other Harry Potter games. And here we go, if I remember rightly, yep. There's the sound of the analog stick going a little bit crazy there. Throwback in itself. And there's a ginger Bobo right there. That's exactly what Bobo looks like and sounds like. But yeah, being able to play as Ron and Hermione is something that I was always wanting to do. Especially Hermione. Hermione was a favourite of mine until Luna Lovegood was debuted.
None of us is hiding Sirius Black under our cloaks.
Harry! Harry! Are you alright?
What?
Are you okay?
Yeah. What happened? Who screamed?
No one screamed.
But I heard screaming.
Here, eat it. It'll help.
What was that thing?
A Dementor. One of the Dementors of Azkaban.
Are you sure you're okay, Harry?
Fine. Take this book, Harry. I'm sure it'll help. It has a few pages missing, but I'm sure you'll be able to find them at Hogwarts.
Long last, the Hogwarts Express reached its destination, and soon Harry and his friends were safely in Gryffindor Tower. Knowing that Sirius Black was likely to be looking for him troubled Harry deeply, and Professor Dumbledore's announcement about Dementors patrolling the gates while Sirius Black was still at large only confirmed his fears. But finding himself back in the familiar dormitory, Harry felt he was home at last.
Harry, did you have a look at the Folio Bruti that Lupin gave you then?
No, not yet.
Come on, let's have a look at it then. Show it to me. Come on, show me the Folio Bruti.
Okay, so being back in the dormitories as well is... it invokes so much emotion in me. I can't even... Harry Potter was like the first series that I read. Oh, I can open this. I forgot about that. Harry Potter was the first series that I read. It was the first movie genre that I really got into. That each year I'd look forward to a new movie. Okay, Ron, that sounds a little rapey, and I'm uncomfortable. You just stay over there. I'm watching you.
Come on, show me the Folio Bruti.
It really does just bring so much emotion in me, I've got to say. If you aren't a fan of Harry Potter, I mean, that's totally okay as well. I'm not going to be one of those like potheads like that. I don't think that's even what we're called, but still. Right, let's show him the Folio Bruti, because I feel like he's going to start, attacking me soon. Here you go.
Wicked. We're going to have to find the rest of those pages.
Oh, do you think so? Just while he just mentioned that there are obviously the pages in other games you got to collect wizards cards. I don't think we've got any yet. Oh wait, no, it's in here. That's Folio Universitas. Is that what it is? Yeah, so... Oh, we do have one already. Oh, I literally just picked it up. Oh my gosh. Minded like a sieve. I'm not going to be focusing too much on collecting all these cards, or collecting every page in the Folio Bruti. Just because it would take too long, like Let's Plays aren't something that's really done anymore on YouTube. I'm mostly doing this for myself, but at the same time I don't want it to be an endless stream of videos. I mean, I definitely want to do a series on the Final Fantasy series, which is going to take a long time to do, but I'd only do that if it was something that people would enjoy, or if I had other content that people would be able to watch. If I had viewers by then, of course. I may very well be talking into cyberspace right now. But we're going to go and talk to Hermione. I'm pretty sure she gives us a spell, I think.
Hermione?
Sorry, I'm really busy at the moment. I've got so much work to do. But you said you had lots of trouble with Draco on the train.
Yes.
Well, you could have made it so much easier for yourself with the Expelliarmus spell. The spell book's over there.
Thanks. I remember the Expelliarmus spell.
Hermione dealt with a lot of crap, didn't she? I mean, she carried these two. MVP right there. Hermione was. Right, I take it we're heading outside, aren't we?
Okay then, you cast Rependo at me, and I'll try and use Expelliarmus. Come on, cast Rependo at me!
Okay. Ooh.
Right, now it's my turn. I'll cast Rependo at you, and you use Expelliarmus to knock my spells away. Hang on, you haven't equipped Expelliarmus to your wand.
Oh yeah. So this is another thing that I really enjoyed. I mean, I'm pretty sure you did this in Chamber of Secrets. Anyway, I think in Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or Sorcerer's Stone, depending where you are, I'm pretty sure the spell that you used adjusted accordingly to what you targeted. Chamber of Secrets, I'm pretty sure you got to select your spells again. In this one, you get to equip them as well. And Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they all get Flipendo and Expelliarmus because you need them. But you can see here, there's these little symbols. This one looks like a question mark there. I think it's supposed to be a hook. And then that one looks like a stag. 10 out of 10 if you already know what the spell's going to be. But yeah, that's another part of the dynamic of this game that I really enjoyed. Switching between Ron and Hermione wasn't just a matter of preference. At times it was a requirement to be able to proceed. And it was fun. All three characters I felt like were well balanced, each had their own little physical attributes. That we're definitely going to explore. Sorry, I'll shut up now.
3, 2, 1.
Let's go, Ron. Let's go.
Yes.
Come on. Hurry up.
That was cool. Hey, I've got an idea. Let's go and see Fred and George.
Wow, what a great idea. It's not like we do that every year in the video game. Okay. Now, I think this is the first video game where Fred and George's shop isn't in settled.
Are these that trespass upon the lands of I, Sir Cadogan?
I hate you.
Fred and George are on the 6th floor.
Yeah, this is the first game where Fred and George weren't automatically inside Gryffindor Tower. Their shop was on a different floor, but each year in the first few games they had this shop. They got to buy spells and stuff from loading screen. Skip that again.
Shouldn't you be snuggled up in your little beddy bed right now?
What's it to you?
Well, if you're gonna be like that, here's a little bedtime story to keep you busy.
I will say these battles get very repetitive very quickly. They just change up a little part of the dynamic. I'm going to try to avoid talking during loading screens because I'm going to try and cut them as much as I can. They're not really, as much as they are throwback, they're not really entertaining content. Oh, that didn't hurt him. There we go.
And don't come back, you loony. Right, let's go and find Fred and George. Thanks for sorting out Peeves, by the way. You really know how to cast that Expelliarmus spell.
Okay, that sounds like sarcasm, but okay. The game... Like I said, I'm not going to sit here and say this game's the best game ever made. Because it is, no it's not. It does have its flaws as well. But it's still... Like, it really is a fun game that I really enjoyed. I'll just move this out of the way. Voice acting, like many old games, that could do with some work. That's for sure. No. Ron, deal with those. And here we are. Fred and George's Wizards... Was it Weasley's Wizard Wheezes or something?
Fred, George, what have you got to show us then?
Something really special. This way.
I don't like how pompous they make Fred and George sound in this game.
Within this room is the entrance to a secret passage, beyond which you will find the Marauder's Map, a magical parchment that shows you everything you will ever need to know about Hogwarts.
So there's an entrance to a secret passage in here?
Yes, indeed there is, young Harry, and we're sure that one of you will be able to find it.
Yeah, so here's one of the things that makes each character unique as well. Here's the secret passageway for those who don't see it. Now as Harry, if we hit try, he just gives a little shrug. You know, but by switching to Ron...
Ron? Hey, there's something odd about that wall over there.
You're looking in all the wrong places.
Watch out the way, please.
Gentlemen, if you'd like to step inside.
So there we go. Like it's just an added little thing to the gameplay. Games do it before, where you just kind of skip characters as like a skin swap. This game makes it kind of... Other games as well make it unique.
and we're down here.
Okay, why did Fred and George think that was a good place to leave a map? I mean, not to tell them how to do their jobs, but surely they could just... Here you go. Here's a map.
Those that dare to take the lead must also take care of their friends.
Okay, so Ron is capable of opening secret passageways, whereas Harry... There we go. As Ron, if we try to run over here, he falls. But Harry can actually jump these gaps. So what the game's saying is that physically Harry is superior to Ron. Okay, that... that was not meant to happen. He is supposed to jump. Did I do something wrong? No, there we go.
Don't mess up. A Bertie bots every flavour bean.
Beans are like currency in this game. I can't believe...
Every flavour bean.
Can't believe he fell. It's so annoying. I remember in Chamber of Secrets, every time that Harry picked up a bean, he commented on the flavour, which was really annoying.
Watch it.
But really hilarious, because when you played Philosopher's Stone, Harry was he had the silent protagonist trope where he didn't really talk at all. And I think a lot of people found that kind of boring. I didn't mind it as much. And then in the second game, Harry wouldn't shut up. Every time you picked up a boon, he'd be like, ooh, earwax. Oh, I'm just clumsy. Just clumsy today. He'd make a comment about whether it was earwax or whatever he'd eaten. But beans are important. They're like currency in the game. They allow you to buy things from Fred and George. I'm going to come to that button last. And they tell you Wizard's cards, so the requirement for 100% completion, they sell you, pretty sure they sell you pages to the Folio Bruti. And they also sell you at least one spell that I remember, which I think was for Hermione, I think. Here we go. This is Cornish Pixies, I think. Let's try and deal with this. Whoa, don't fall again. It is a PlayStation 2 game. I'm playing this on PlayStation 2. It's available on... don't think it's on PS1. PC and Game Boy Advance as well. Game Boy Advance being a very different game entirely. There we go. So the controls are a little clunky. You know, sometimes it's a little hard. Oh, let me switch strong. There we go. So that's my excuse. I'm sticking to why I fell. Ron, you're a little creepy in this game.
Must work together.
This is literally the tutorial of the entire game. You learn more as you go, of course, but for the most part, this is all about...
Let's see if we can work this out. There's no way. I need you to help me lift this.
There's like a puzzle dynamic to the game as well, which is a lot of fun. I mean, it is more of a kids' game. You know, Harry Potter wasn't really something that a whole load of adults at the time were into. So the puzzles are kind of simplistic in a sense. They weren't too... I'm going to grab that. They weren't too in-depth. They weren't too much of mind-boggling. But I do remember being annoyed by a lot of them, just because they just kind of get a bit tedious. Switch to Harry.
Wicked!
Okay, let's go. Up we go. I don't mind collecting the beans because I have no intention of buying anything from Fred and George's shop. I'm a terrible gamer. I tend to do the bare minimum when I'm playing for a game. I've never been one for 100% completion, which is ironic because I do have a bit of a compulsive disorder, but not when it comes to video games. That's never. I think video games is one of the main things that have always been immune to my anxiety and such. It's kind of the reason I started doing these videos, whether anyone's watching them or not. There's been a lot of stuff going on in the world right now, which is kind of scary.
And keep watch.
Kind of scary, kind of upsetting.
Make sure you don't fall off.
And I've kind of been through a lot myself in terms of real life that it's just been kind of hard to deal with. So being able to talk endlessly into a microphone while playing a video game, it's been kind of a good little bit of therapy for me. And the reason why I definitely wanted to do Throwback Thursdays is because these games remind me of a time...
Know that help is always at hand for every true mischief maker.
Where things were a lot simpler. They really were. But they also remind me of so much. Like, I've got so many games lined up for the Throwback series, and each of them kind of invoke a different sense of feeling within me. Some of the games were games that I played with family members and old friends, some of whom are no longer here or I no longer speak to any longer, just through drifting apart. So being able to go back to that place that I was when they were there is it's quite special to me. I think people underestimate the power that a video game can do for someone as well. The same way that a song can almost take you back in time. I feel like video games do that as well for some people. I'm already sick of these boss battles, or whatever they're called. I wouldn't really call them boss battles. Right, you're down. Call Hedwig.
Hedwig!
Hey, friend.
Here you go.
I can't remember actually how to control Hedwig. Right. Oh, just hold circle. Okay. Let's go and fetch this little map in the most inconvenient place ever. Ta-da! But yeah, I mean, being able to do that with video games is something that I think is underrated. And it's nice. You know, it's nice to think about those times. For me, anyway.
I solemnly swear that I am up to no good.
Now see, that's not a statement one would use in standardised conversation. So I always wondered how Fred and George were able to operate this map. You know, and what... Unless there's like a spell, I guess, that you could use on the map to make it give you answers, I don't know.
Surreptitiousness.
Oh, please, step through, young sir.
Oh, I feel violated. Oh, here we go. Here's a reason number like 4 or 5, I can't remember, why I didn't not enjoy this game, but one of the flaws of this game. The forced attempts at stealth. I mentioned in the Horizon Zero Dawn gameplay that some games, have forced stealth sections, and some of them do them really well. Like Horizon Zero Dawn, I felt did it reasonably well, I must say. I like the way they did that from what we've played so far. This one, not so much. There's a chest to my left, I remember that, but I'm not too fussed about it. I think there's things in there. This is just kind of odd. And you don't get... I think this was the first game since... I know it was only the third game, but it's the first game where you didn't get to use the invisibility cloak. Oh. That was close. Which kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. Yeah, I miss the invisibility cloak in this game. Oh, there's Snape. It's crazy how much I remember. Despite going back over a decade, I'm going back when I first played this game. I was obsessed with this game. I played it first on Xbox. I'm now strictly a PlayStation guy myself, although I'm not opposed to maybe getting an Xbox down the line. Alright, where are you, Snape? You're coming up, aren't you? Yeah, you're coming up. But yeah, I remember getting a 360 and not being able to play this game any longer. But then I did the backwards compatibility that allowed you to play certain Xbox games on your 360. which was a process in itself. Oh, he was coming after me there. I saw that on the map.
Did you get it then? What's it like? It's brilliant.
Well, our job here is done. Feel free to come by any time. We're sure to have something of interest.
And at a very reasonable price.
Hey, look. You remember all's flashing. Do you want to have a look at your task list and see what it means?
Not really.
Hey, look. You remember all's flashing.
Stop looking at it.
Thought so. We've done everything we needed to.
So, I mean, this is part of the game that lets you switch day to day. It's, you know, the tasks that you've got to do. Certain tasks you do, you know, you have to just kind of end the day. Other tasks are kind of like, they're not optional because you eventually have to do them, but you don't have to do them on that same day. And then you just push X to end the day and that's it done. But I think we're going to end this episode here, just so that it's not going to end up too long. But that has been part 1 of our Harry Potter Let's Play. I hope you've enjoyed it. Oh wait, this map's actually showing us there's a secret passageway here, isn't there? Let's go and get this actually, since we're here. Show some Ron some love in this episode. There we go, look at this. You can open that chest, you earned it. But for anyone watching, I hope you've enjoyed. I'm going to be releasing this every Thursday. Not sure how many parts are going to be yet. I truthfully don't remember how long the game was, to be honest with you. I also can't remember how good I was at it, so let's see if I'm a little rusty or not. But until then, be sure to tune in next Monday when I release part 2 of Horizon Zero Dawn. And then next Thursday, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban part 2 will come up as well. Until then, I hope you're happy and healthy. Stay safe, you know, and put a smile on someone's face today. Just spread a little bit of happiness with every little thing that you do. And just take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.